Hey guys, so I just saw a comment that I sat here and I thought, do I want to make a video about this and reacting to this comment? Because I think there's going to be a lot of comments like this with the whole Free Richard Allen movement. Look, I'm just going to put it to you like this. When you disrespect what Spirit gives on a psychic spiritual channel, when they named this perpetrator 5 years ago and then renamed him fully before he was caught in May, and there is still things that tie him, such as a bullet, such as his clothing, such as the knives and all of that. Yes, it's a circumstantial case, and you're allowing yourself to be manipulated by a psychopath the way that Ted manipulated a lot of other people. He's made himself look frail and old so that, because if you think about it, when people first see somebody, right, that's where they make their judgment. If you're seeing somebody that's frail and old, you're not going to think they're capable of that. But that's not who he was 5 years ago. There's lots of people that hide who they are. There's lots of psychopaths where they have two sides. One side is the side that a lot of people see, and the other side is the side they never see. People can hide themselves, especially if they're drinking or they're doing other things. They have capabilities to do things, to do things that maybe people aren't aware of. I don't know if any of you have seen how some alcoholics act versus some that aren't alcoholics, and somehow that alcohol brings out the rage or the darkness. He was on the trails that day. He's wearing the same clothes. He's had 5 years to clean things up. And I talked about this before. When you disrespect Spirit, or when you disrespect me, and you come here and you say, oh, you got it wrong this time, you don't know, you weren't there. I'm sorry, were you sitting there standing, watching? Did you see everything? No, you didn't. So if you're fooled and manipulated by somebody, that doesn't mean he's innocent regardless of what is said. I know what Spirit gave me. And I know that Spirit does not fully name an innocent person. I know that his astrology aligns with the crime. You can go and check out, again, Forensic Astrologer. I know that I did the astrology on live, where I showed the astrology lines going to his house and his work. Astrology doesn't lie. So if you want to come here and disrespect me, and respect Spirit, and respect the girls and the information they gave me, disrespect their memory, disrespect the girls and disrespect their memory, then shame on you. Because this is a psychic channel, this is a spiritual channel. If you're not going to take Spirit's word and you're going to watch a human that's manipulating everybody, that is manipulative, that's been proven to be manipulative, who confesses to their mom if they're innocent? It doesn't make sense to me. And we're not in the court to see everything. You're only getting bits and pieces of what people are telling you, and you're getting secondhand news. So, unless you're in Spirit and you say it all, or you were there at the crime, don't come to me and tell me I got it wrong. Because guess what? No matter what the outcome of this is, I trust Abby and Libby. I trust their spirits. I know they didn't lie to me. I know the energy that I felt matches him, because when he was arrested, I was like, yes, energy matches. I know what they showed me the very last reading. The other readings were a little confusing. I picked up bits and pieces. I've already explained that in the live. But as I've told you guys, the very last reading was the most accurate in seeing him. And I feel like he had several different faces that he showed in the symbolism way. And he does do that. He's fighting for his life, so he's going to manipulate And I'm sure his lawyers had something to do with that as well. He's not who he was 5 years ago. You don't know somebody unless you live with them. I mean, even if you live with them, you don't know them. You never know what someone's fully capable of. So here, if you want to be part of this channel, and we've had people drop in like flies, and that's absolutely fine, because people that are on my vibration will find me. I see other psychics channels that talk about the same thing I do that have hundreds of thousands of followers. I'm not worried about it. It's the fact that I've worked all of these years to get to where I am, and spirits prove themselves over and over again isn't enough for you. If you're just now coming to this channel and watching this and saying, oh, okay, she got the name and description of the guy, but no, he's innocent. That's a slap in the face to me. That's a slap in the face to spirit. And unfortunately, it's a slap in the face to the victims. And that's my opinion, because I know what I heard. I know the energy I felt. So, am I perfect? Do I get everything? No. But getting a full name is unheard of. And Spirit's not going to give me a full name unless it's a gift. So I take that as a gift from Abby Libby, and I respect that gift. And that's why I do this work, and a lot of people that are assholes don't. Sorry, but I'll say it like it is. As you all know, I'm straightforward, I'm blunt, I say it as it is. And I'm tired of the disrespect. This is my gifts. You're coming here to my channel, don't tread on my gifts. Don't tread on the information Spirit gives me. I don't have to share my energy or my time with anybody. I choose to bring truth on the light and to bring voices for victims. That's why I do this, because Spirit pulled me into this. And just because you feel a certain way doesn't mean it's right. I trust Spirit above you because guess what? You weren't there. You're not in the spiritual realm. Okay? So that's how I feel about it. And I'm just going to start muting people. Because again, I don't deserve the disrespect. Abby and Libby don't deserve the disrespect when they're sitting here telling you a full name and description of their someone that did this to them. And it was horrific. And just because you're looking at him now as a frail old man, because of what he's done to himself to make himself look that way, remember who he was 5 years ago and compare those images. And he didn't look his age. When you're walking by somebody and they've got their head down and it's really quick, hard to remember. Memories fade over time. And not everybody leaves a mountain of evidence. That's why some people get away with it. I'm sure that O.J. Simpson was innocent too. I'm sure he was. Casey Anthony, sure she was too. Just because something is hard to prove doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Just like spirit. It's very hard to prove. People have to prove their gifts all the time. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You can't see the wind, but it blows. It's there. You can't see the spiritual realm, but you get hints of it every day. There's proof of it every day if you choose to look. So just because you don't think the evidence is there doesn't mean it didn't happen. It doesn't mean that he isn't capable when the astrology lines up as well. So again, you keep treading on my gifts. You don't need to be here. Like, why even be here in the first place? And I know a lot of people are gonna say, just shut up, don't talk to the haters. But at the same time, I need to stand up for myself and stand in my power. And it's 6:16 right now on my clock. That's the time I was born. Talk about a sign. I don't need any of you people to believe what the hell I do. And I don't need any of you people to believe what I say on cases. It doesn't matter to me what you believe. It matters to me my connection with spirit. It matters to me my connection to the victims. It matters to me that I give their voice and their story, whether you believe it or not. And if you want to disrespect the fact that they gave a full name and a gift because you just want to think another way. A lot of people thought Ted Bundy was innocent and still continue to do so. And we all know he wasn't, because he ended up confessing later on. I'm sorry, man doesn't confess. The only reason that he confessed multiple times into different things was to throw off the original confession, knowing he screwed up. It's part of a psychopath. Learn what a psychopath is. Learn how manipulative they are. Go watch the astrology that we did. One person in the astrology. One person in the Delphi crime chart. Go watch the forensic astrologer. We literally put lines to his house. Do you know what the odds are that are? Astrology doesn't lie. I've learned it. 3 cases the astrology lines have hit where bodies were found that we've done. And now we're having the astrology lines hit the person that did this dead on to their house and work. You will never, ever, ever convince me from what Abby and Libby showed me, what they told me, the gift of the full name. You won't take that away from me. You won't take that away from them. They gave you their last voice and you choose to disrespect it and step on it. And that's how I feel. And if you don't like that, hit the road, Jack. That's how I feel. Because I'm sick and tired of people coming and pointing at me and saying, you were wrong, you were wrong. You weren't there. You're not in spirit. You don't know that. Spirit does not give full names and repeat the name over and over for 5 years. They said Richard like twice and Alan once and Kagan and Janice and described his wife and kids and described him, described what happened. Even though there's a lot of other stuff that's unclear as to why I got it, I don't know, collective and whatnot. But as I said, the very last reading was the most accurate because I had taken a break from the collective. I had taken a break from everything and I came back to it because I was pushed back into it. The fact that I said he'd be arrested in October, which he was, and now his stuff took place, his legal stuff took place in October again. So there's a lot of stuff that happened that validated. You can't get those things wrong. You can't get those things right and get his full name wrong. It's just not a thing. Spirit's not going to name a Patsy. They're not going to fully name a Patsy. They're not going to fully name someone innocent. They wouldn't do that to me. They wouldn't do that to you. They wouldn't do that to the person that's involved. They just wouldn't. So they gave their truth. And if you can't respect that, then I don't know why you're here. And I'm done with people stepping on my gifts and disrespecting me for the information that I get and that I give from spirit. And I'm sick and tired of people disrespecting victims in spirit. We're gonna run this channel on spirit and what spirit wants, what spirit has to say. That's okay with you, that or that's not. It really doesn't matter to me. So I'll still go on in life and I'll still do what I'm doing regardless of how many subs I have or not, but I'm not going to put up with the disrespect. If I have to get somebody to help me with the comments, I will. But I'm not going to do it because I love Abby and Libby from the connection that I had with them. And I trust them. And I know what they told me and I know what they showed me. And the whole reason they mentioned the church is right down the street from the house. The baseball field is right down the street from the house. They were giving me direction. McDonald's is right next to his work. So you have to put the puzzle pieces together, not just the full name. The odds of getting all of that and multiple names that connect to him, and the fact that he has a wife and 2 grown kids, which came in, older kids. The fact of getting all that and the name and it not being him, it's not likely. It's just not. There's puzzle pieces that all add up and all make a story. So, I don't know what the hell to tell you, but this is how I feel. It bugs me the most that you disrespect spirit and you disrespect the lives of 2 young girls who are telling their story. That's what pisses me off the most. Sorry, Rachelle After Dark has come in again. I can't help it these days. Fuck around and find out.